I'm a big fan of Luke in Carolina.
Keek-lee.
I say Luke Keek-lee.
There are great linebackers. I'm not taking anything from them, but Luke is just a special breed, man.
Keek-lee reads the quarterback so fast and so well.
Luke Keek-lee is a name that NFL fans associate with dominance, intelligence, and heart. In just 8 seasons, Keek-lee became one of the most impactful linebackers in NFL history. He was outrageously athletic, incredibly tough, and one of the smartest players at any position ever. Today, we'll explore his rise from college star to NFL legend, his unmatched instincts, and the decision to retire early that left fans wanting more. Keek-lee was born on April 20th, 1991 in Cincinnati, Ohio, and attended St. Xavier High School, where he played as a linebacker and safety. Luke excelled as a versatile football player, gaining recognition for his instincts and discipline. He was also shaped by his strong family ties, growing up with 2 brothers who played sports and contributed to a competitive and supportive environment. But one of the most fascinating things about Keek-lee was the difference in his demeanor on and off the field. His high school coach, Steve Specht, said in an interview with Sports Illustrated that when you meet Luke, you'd never be able to guess that this guy is a vicious linebacker. Luke was a nice boy until he crossed that line. He could flip that switch like no one I'd ever seen before and could literally take on a new persona when he stepped on the field. This dual personality led to his Clark Kent nickname in high school. There was an uncanny resemblance with Keek-lee's tuft of dark hair and wire-rimmed glasses that he wore off the field. And the fact that he was so polite, clean-cut, and mild-mannered until he put his football uniform on. Simply put, Luke was Clark Kent off the field and morphed into Superman when he stepped on it. Before he became a household name in the NFL, Keek-lee began his rise to fame at Boston College as an outside linebacker. Known for his almost psychic ability to read offenses, Keek-lee led the nation in tackles, not just once, but twice. In 3 seasons at BC, he racked up 532 tackles, which is second most in NCAA history. He was a 3-time first-team All-American and won the Bronco Nagurski Trophy his junior year as the best linebacker in the nation. These are only 2 of several awards that he won throughout college, and NFL scouts knew early on that Luke was a generational talent. Due to Keek-lee's stellar college career, he was ranked as the top linebacker heading into the NFL draft, where he was selected 9th by the Carolina Panthers, and it didn't take long for him to prove his worth. In his rookie season, he led the league in tackles with over 160 and earned NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year honors. In his second season, he brought his play to a whole new level and was the youngest ever to win the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award. As his career progressed, the chants grew louder throughout Bank of America Stadium week in and week out, and the NFL knew there was a legend in the making. So what exactly made Luke Keek-lee a one-of-a-kind linebacker? To put it simply, his football IQ, elite athleticism, and his passion for preparation. Teammates, coaches, and even opposing quarterbacks all described Keek-lee as having a near telepathic ability to read plays. He could diagnose offenses in a way that most players only dream about. It was as if he could see a play unfold before it even happened. Let's take a look at an example of how Luke outsmarted one of the best QBs of all time, Drew Brees. During the pre-snap, you can see him calling an audible after figuring out the exact play the Saints were about to run. Keek-lee knew the Saints' fullback's assignment was to block him, so they could set up a halfback screen. However, he used his teammate as bait by sending him to blitz the middle so that he could remain unblocked. This allowed Luke to be left untouched as he entered the backfield and made the tackle for a loss. This may not seem all that impressive if you don't understand the game fully, so let's break it down further. The Panthers were up 4 in the 4th quarter, with the Saints deep in their own territory on the 3rd down and 8. Normally, you wouldn't see a team lining up in the I formation in this situation, as it usually means they're about to run the football. But with the division title on the line, Luke's senses started tingling, and he knew a pass play was coming. Not just any pass play though. It's the same pass play that Luke saw the Saints run several weeks prior while watching film leading up to this game. This moment, among many others throughout his career, speaks to his legendary preparation. He spent hours in the film room studying every detail about the teams he was up against. His preparation meant that by game day, he wasn't just reacting, he was anticipating. Coaches have said that Keek-lee's football IQ was like having a defensive coordinator on the field. He'd point out routes, shifts, and formations before the snap, guiding his teammates like a general on the battlefield. But Keek-lee wasn't just a brain on the field. He was a physical force to be reckoned with. Over his career, he recorded more than 1,000 tackles, 18 interceptions, and 12.5 sacks, numbers that cement him among the greats. Keek-lee excelled in every aspect of the linebacker position. He wasn't just stopping runs and dropping into coverage. He was creating opportunities, forcing turnovers, and changing the course of games. Keek-lee's ability to shut down both the run and pass made him a nightmare for opposing teams. He could cover tight ends and receivers like a defensive back, and then come back and stuff the run like a true middle linebacker. It's rare to find that level of versatility and speed in a player of his size. Many analysts have credited Keek-lee with redefining what it means to be a linebacker in the modern NFL. His style of play bridged the gap between old-school, hard-hitting linebackers and the agile, adaptable defenders needed in today's game. Keek-lee's impact went far beyond his individual stats. He was the heart and soul of the Carolina Panthers defense. His presence on the field was a rallying point for teammates, and his energy electrified the fans. There was an undeniable trust in Keek-lee. Teammates felt stronger, and fans felt safer with him on the field. For Panthers fans, Keek-lee was more than just a player. He was a hero. They knew that as long as he was on the field, they had a chance to win. His leadership, humility, and relentless work ethic made him an icon in Carolina, and his love for the game was evident every time he suited up. In his 8 seasons in the NFL, no linebacker recorded more tackles, pass breakups, or interceptions. But like many greats, Keek-lee faced a challenge that he couldn't overcome. Concussions began to take a toll on his health, and each hit brought him closer to a difficult decision. The risks became too significant to ignore, and in 2020, at just 28 years old, Luke Keek-lee announced his retirement. It was a bittersweet moment for fans and players alike. Here was one of the greatest defensive players of his generation, choosing to walk away while he was still at the top of his game.
You know, there's only one way to play this game since I was a little kid is to play fast and play physical and play strong. And at this point, I don't know if I'm able to do that anymore. And that's the part that is the most difficult is. I still want to play, but I don't think it's the right decision, so. It makes me sad because I love playing this game. It's my favorite thing in the world to do, and the memories I have from this place and this organization and playing on the field with these guys, they'll never go away.
Keek-lee's decision to retire was met with sadness, but also respect. He prioritized his health, showing the world that sometimes the hardest choices are the most important. His courage in choosing a future beyond football spoke to his integrity and wisdom. Even after retiring, Keek-lee has remained close to the game he loves. He joined the Carolina Panthers as a scout, staying involved in the organization and sharing his wealth of knowledge with the next generation of players. Keek-lee's legacy goes beyond stats and awards. His short but brilliant career has set a standard for future linebackers. He'll be remembered as a once-in-a-lifetime player, not only for his dominance on the field, but for the character he showed off of it. For young players, Keek-lee's journey was an inspiration. His career reminds us that success isn't just about how long you play. It's about the impact you make while you're there. Luke's story is a reminder of what it means to give your all to the game and to have the courage to walk away when the time is right. We may not see him on the field anymore, but his legacy as one of the NFL's greatest linebackers is here to stay. Speaking of the greatest linebackers, the semifinalists for the Hall of Fame class of 2025 were just announced by the NFL, and Keek-lee has made the list in his first year of eligibility. Let's take a look at a couple of legends that have already been inducted and compare their careers with Luke's. Brian Urlacher of the Chicago Bears and Ray Lewis of the Baltimore Ravens are two guys that undoubtedly belong in Canton. But what sets them apart from Keek-lee was their longevity. Urlacher played 13 seasons, totaling 1,350 tackles and 22 interceptions over 182 games. Lewis played 17 seasons, totaling 2,050 tackles and 31 interceptions over 228 games. This breaks down to 7.4 tackles and 0.12 interceptions per game, and 8.9 tackles and 0.14 interceptions per game, respectively. Keek-lee played 8 seasons, totaling 1,092 tackles and 18 interceptions over 118 games, which breaks down to 9.32 tackles and 0.13 interceptions per game. Looking at these numbers alone, Luke has made a strong case for himself to join the class of 2025. What are your thoughts? Should Keek-lee be a first ballot Hall of Famer, or will his lack of longevity hurt his chances? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more stories like Luke's. Thanks for watching.